the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Join us at East Coast Wings and Grill. Enjoy 75 tasty flavors of buffalo wings, fresh salads, burgers, and a variety of delicious dishes. Experience a family-friendly atmosphere you can't get anywhere else. Fresh, family, fun.
Hudson Auto Works is conveniently located off of Highway 29, 812 Post Street, Greensboro, North Carolina. Our beautiful 15,000 square feet facility is home to 21 highly trained professionals offering used car sales, collision repair, automotive detailing, and the best customer service you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at www.hudsonautoworks.com or call us at 336-772-0685.
Get your business noticed with quality vinyl vehicle wraps from Roof Sign Service. Roof Sign Service has been providing truck lettering and quality printed vehicle graphics for over 50 years. Now they offer premium digital printing wraps for all types of vehicles. Add a new element of energy to your company's image. Get more mileage out of your business-to-business advertising by wrapping your vehicle into a moving billboard from Roof Sign Service. Roof Sign Service in Greensboro, where you can get wrapped and get noticed.
Hello, friends. It's round number 3 of the Pitwall podcast stock car tour tonight from the virtual Hickory Motor Speedway as they will tackle 125 laps at this historic 3/8 of a mile racetrack that many believe is the birthplace of the stars of NASCAR. This is the AC Custom Graphics Shootout. They do have a big event coming up, the Icebreaker 100. It'll take place in December, but we'll have more on that later in the race. Right now, they're going through the driver's meeting right now, and then we will have qualifying presented by McAllister Precision Marketing, your home for driver promotion, graphic design, career advancement, and much, much more. Visit them at marketwithmpm.com. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dylan Conley. We'll have all the action for you here from the banks of Hickory Motor Speedway. My producer tonight, Cody Demers, better known as Rooster. He'll be turning the dials and everything, making sure you see everything nice and clear and everything sounding good back at home. So they're going through the end of the drivers' meeting here, and we'll get qualifying started here shortly. So we do have 11 drivers this evening. All the times here in practice pretty close. The entire field separated by 0.4 of a second. Gary Ledbetter, the fastest in practice so far at a 14.661. Chris Rose, the slowest of the field so far at a 15.067. So only 0.4 of separation and less than 100th of a second separation between the top 3. So this plans to be a very competitive race this evening. Only 11 cars this evening. This will be under the lights as the sun is starting to set here at the Hickory Motor Speedway. A couple track facts for you here. This track was opened in 1971. It's over 70 years old, 72 to be exact. Turn 1 and Turn 2 are very distinct. Turn number 1, 14 degrees. Turn number 2, 12 degrees. And on both straightaways, they will have 8 degrees of banking. Many historic drivers, including Jack Ingram and Tommy Houston, have won multiple races here. This used to host NASCAR Cup Series, Xfinity, used to be the Busch Series, and the Sportsman Division races all throughout the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and even into the 90s. But now it's most known for its weekly racing series and the Cars Tour event that comes, I believe they go there twice a year, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, we're about to get qualifying underway, it looks like, as we will have that for you here in just a couple of minutes. Going to see if we can fit a small commercial break in, and then we will go and bring you qualifying here from Hickory Motor Speedway. This is Elevated TV. I am Dylan Conley. We'll have a short little break for you. We will have qualifying here in just a few moments.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
We welcome you to Hickory once again. The drivers are finishing up the final details here in the drivers' meeting. We're under 10 or so seconds away before we head to qualifying. Looking like we only have about 12 drivers that will be here this evening. It's a good-looking field tonight. Plenty of good-looking cars. It'll be a 10-minute qualifying session, or until everyone finishes their laps, whichever happens first. They will have 4 laps of qualifying. If they choose to take them, again, the race distance is 125 laps around this 3/8 of a mile speedway. And this track was opened in 1951. It was a half-mile dirt track when it was first opened. It later became a paved oval. It featured drivers such as Junior Johnson, Ned Jarrett, and Ralph Earnhardt, who were the first track champions back when it was a dirt track. So we are getting things underway here. It looks like there is Brian Rose. He has hopped on track. Rose in the 5 machine, even though it says he's the 12. Blake Thornburg getting things going here. He is going to hop onto the racing surface. As Thornburg, excuse me, I had my names mixed up on here. As he's going through qualifying here. As he's doing all kinds of cheese there. Jeff Sparks doing the cheese as well. Everyone's doing the cheese, it looks like. Try to get that extra 1/10 of a second or so out of their qualifying. Again, this qualifying is presented by McAllister Precision Marketing, your home for driver promotion, graphic design, career advancement, and much, much more. Visit them at marketwithmpm.com. And the pole award winner, they'll be determined here in just a couple of moments, will be presented by McAllister Precision Marketing as well. Other things, we have the Pitwall podcast. You can check out the Pitwall podcast on Spotify and other places that you can listen to a podcast, as Gary Ledbetter is on track now. Hammering through here. Thornburg is currently top of the charts with a 14.692 so far. I believe he's only put down 1 lap so far. Here comes Gary Ledbetter through 3 and 4. Completing his first lap. He's only 200ths off of the pole time set by Gary Ledbetter. They are taking the fastest of the 4 laps, of course. This will set the field for tonight's event. So far, we have 8 cars that have turned a lap. Buddy Isles, Dave Bishner, Austin Bird, and Jeffrey Johnson have not turned a lap so far. Ryan Nowicki is now on track, as I believe he is on his first lap, as actually he'll come down pit road. Didn't like how that one started, so I think he's going to try to run again. Gary Ledbetter still on provisional pole so far, as we have now had 10 of the 12 drivers set down a qualifying time. Buddy Isles moves into the 6th position with a 14.886 as he comes around turn number 4, finishing another lap. That one was not faster. It's Austin Speedy Bird going through 1 and 2 in the 2 car. One of the 2 drivers that have not turned a lap so far, him and Dave Bishner. Bird off of turn number 4. He will clock in at 11th quickest out of 12 drivers. Ross Dalton now moves to provisional pole at a 14.662, ahead of Gary Ledbetter and Blake Thornburg. They are all in the 14.6s. Jordan Blair with a 14.7 flat currently sits P4. I believe he's going to call it a day in his qualifying. As we've gone through about 3 minutes of qualifying, they've allotted 10 minutes for the qualifying. Jordan Blair has finished all 4 of his laps. Ross Dalton, I believe, has as well. Blake Thornburg on his final lap, it looks like. Austin Bird's going to call it a day. Thornburg coming around off turn number 4. I believe that is his final lap. Dave Bishner still has not set down a qualifying time. He still has about 6 minutes to lay down at least 1 lap, or he could elect not to even set a qualifying time at all. Like on the entry list, just hearing that I believe he is not going to set down a time, as I believe he's hit the ready to race button on his qualifying screen off of turn 4. Here's Blake Thornburg. And no change in his time. He ran a 15 flat. Ross Dalton, Gary Ledbetter, Blake Thornburg are still the only ones in the 14.6s so far here in qualifying. And qualifying presented by McAllister Precision Marketing. Your home for driver promotion, graphic design, career advancement, and so much more. Visit them at marketwithmpm.com. So I believe everyone has qualified or elected to not qualify, as League admin Ross Dalton, who is a racer himself in real life, has been racing since 2009, has advanced to the race, and we're ready to get things going. So here's the starting lineup for tonight's race. Winning the pole and winning the McAllister Precision Marketing Pole Award, Ross Dalton with a 14.662 to his outside, Gary Ledbetter. Blake Thronberg in row number 2, along with Jordan Blair. Jeff Sparks, Buddy Isles in row number 3. Jeffrey Johnson, Chase M. Murphy, row number 4. Brian Nowicki, Austin Speedy Bird in row number 5. And Brian Rose and Dave Bishner going to have a good look at the field at the start of this one. That is your 12-car field here for the AC Custom Graphics Shootout here at the virtual Hickory Motor Speedway. Drivers getting to their cars, getting last instructions in the league server as the iRacing Pace Truck ready to fire away. Again, it'll be 125 laps in this one. They will have 3 attempts at the green-white checkered. All cautions are controlled by iRacing. So you might see a wreck that goes into the infield grass, but it might not be a caution if it's not on the racing surface. A few other quick notes in this one. There is 1 fast repair at the driver's disposal this evening. They will have no extra sets of tires in pit road. They will have 3 green-white checkers, and the leader has the ability on every restart to choose what lane he would like to start it. So Ross Dalton's going to lead him down. And glad you're here with us on Elevated TV. This is the Pitwall Podcast Stock Car Tour, round number 3 at the virtual Hickory Motor Speedway. So the iRacing Pace Truck making its final laps around this 3/8 of a mile racetrack. Beautiful afternoon for racing. It looks like, based on the time on the server, that this one will finish under the lights. We're going to start in the sun. It'll be close if it ends under the lights. You might see the race lights tick on. So the Pace Truck is off. The virtual fans come to their feet. And we are underway here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Things all single file through the top 4, now through the top 8, as they are side by side for 10th. We have trouble in turn number 4. We have a car on the wall. Couldn't tell who it was, but there is one in the wall, and the caution is out. Looked like it was Gary Ledbetter that went into the wall there, and we have our first caution of the day. As we'll take a look at the replay. Looks like Gary, looked like he just got turned, but we'll take a look at it here shortly. They head down turn number 3. Looks like Jeffrey Johnson's been assessed a penalty, and yep, we could see it there. Came across the nose of Jeffrey Johnson as Johnson just overdrove it into turn number 3 and 4. And that'll be an EOL penalty for the 27 machine of Jeffrey Johnson. Got some significant front end damage there as we're under our first caution of the day. Check out the Pitwall Podcast on Spotify. They put out new episodes every so often. They try to on a regular basis, at least. Very good podcast. I listen to a couple episodes myself. It's a very good podcast. Give it a listen. It's on Spotify and anywhere you can listen to a podcast. So we'll reset the field for you here. Ross Dalton has led every lap so far, only 5 laps in. Blake Thronberg, then Jeff Sparks, Jordan Blair, Gary Ledbetter, Buddy Isles, Ryan Nowicki, Austin Speedy Bird, Chase Murphy, Dave Bishner, Mr. Rose, and then Jeffrey Johnson, who's been assessed an EOL penalty for his role in that previous accident. We are at 1 to go, and they are choosing, or Ross is choosing. Looks like he's going to stick with the inside line here. Pretty quick caution laps here at Hickory Motor Speedway. And again, this is only 3/8 of a mile. So the iRacing Pace Truck is off. The field's in the hands of Ross Dalton, and we are back racing here at the virtual Hickory Motor Speedway. So side by side for third, there is Jeff Sparks. They're fighting alongside Jordan Blair. Good little battle for third there, as it's Dalton and Thronberg, and then this battle for third right now. He's pretty even all throughout the field, as that's the only battle going on right now between Sparks and Blair. Ross Dalton's led every lap of this one so far, as we have just completed lap number 8. They have 117 laps to go in this one. Got 125 laps. Was originally 75, but they bumped it up. They did not have enough participation for the stock or the street stock race beforehand, so they just tapped on 50 laps here in this one. Blake Thronberg, take a look underneath as we have a battle for the lead. They're going to be side by side as they head down into turn number 1. And it looks like Thronberg's going to take the lead here. He'll be the, if he gets to the line first, to be our first lead change of the afternoon here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Thronberg leads that lap, as he is the second leader that we have had this evening. And this is the AC Custom Graphics Shootout, as things are getting a little dicey around there in fourth, as Gary Ledbetter, who was involved in that first wreck, has now found his way back up to fourth place, as things are pretty single file all throughout the field. You know, AC Custom Graphics, they are known for their custom graphics on iRacing in real life. They sponsor a lot of cars in real life in the sim, and they have a big event. The 4th annual Icebreaker 100 will take place December 19th and 20th at the Cedar Lake Speedway in New Richmond, Wisconsin. It's been the biggest event of this calendar year in the last 3 seasons on the dirt oval side, as this event brings drivers from all over to chase the biggest payday that the Pro Late Model Dirt Series has to offer in iRacing. They gave away over $1,000 in last year's event, as things have gone single file all throughout the field here, as Blake Thronberg continues to lead this one. It's been our second leader, as Ross Dalton led the first 10 laps. A lot of separation now throughout the field, as I don't think they'll reach lap traffic here for a significant amount of time. A very clean race so far. It looked like just a racing accident in that first wreck of the race. No harm, no foul. Jeffrey Johnson claimed it immediately. Track temperature right now around 86 degrees, so it's not really a slick race track. There's a lot of grip in there. 64 degrees in the air. Man, I wish it was 64 degrees here in real life. That would be way cooler than what it is now. As we're going to take a look up at the front of the field. Quick rundown through the field as things have gone single file. Blake Thronberg, your leader. Ross Dalton in second. Jordan Blair third. Gary Ledbetter fourth. Jeff Sparks fifth. Ryan Nowicki 6th, Chase Murphy 7th, Jeffrey Johnson 8th, Speedy Bird, Austin Bird in 9th place, 10th place goes to Mr. Rose, Dave Bishner in 11th, and Buddy Isles has got a good look at the field as he is in last, in 12th position this evening. Again, glad you're here with us here. I am Dylan Conley alongside my producer, Cody Demers, better known as Rooster. He's turning the dials back in the studio as we're here in Hickory, North Carolina. As pretty good racing here. It looked like it was back in 8th place. Or excuse me, the battle for 8th place. As that was Austin Bird and Brian Rose battling things out there. As Bird has gotten by now. As he's got a little right in front damage. I think they might have met in the middle at some point. As we're about 1/5 of the way through this one. So again, these drivers do not have a set of tires in the pits. So whatever they have on the car is what they have the whole race. So if they drive the wheels off of it or they spin out a couple times, oh, that's on them. Tires are pretty sturdy in this car, as we have a car in the wall. Couldn't tell who it was. It's a white car. He's running up against the wall right now. As I believe that was... I couldn't tell who it was. It was Ryan Nowicki, it looked like. He was just running way up high. As we have a spin in front. The caution flag is out. As it was Austin Speedy Bird. Looked like he just lost it on his own off of turn number 2. And the caution is out for the second time this evening. There goes Speedy Bird. as he's going to file down through the front straightaway, down into 1 and 2. It's our second caution of the evening. Looked like he just got in the gas a little too quick, and the rear end stepped out from him and span harmlessly into the infield, but it was enough for iRacing to trigger a caution. 27 laps in here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Blake Thronberg is your leader. We're going to take a short little break. We'll have more action from Hickory Motor Speedway here on Elevated TV.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Back here at Hickory as we are now at 1 to go now, as Blake Thronberg will choose the inside line here on the restart. Austin Bird was given an EOL penalty. Anytime you bring out a caution, blame's got to be posted somewhere unless it's a racing incident, but he spun out on his own. So Thronberg will lead the field to the green flag here at Hickory as we resume racing with 30 laps so far ticked off on the scoreboard. As we have 95 to go in this one. Top 6 have gotten single file as we have a good battle there for 8th place. Couple beating and banging there. As Ryan Nowicki, Brian Rose there fighting for 9th place as Nowicki now will take 8th place. As Ross Dalton up front now looking underneath the rear of Blake Thronberg as he's not able to get there just yet, but I don't believe he's done yet. He could be saving his tires. Remember, these drivers only get one set of tires, and that's the set of tires that is on the car for this event. You don't want to spin out too much or use up your stuff too early because there's nothing you can do. You can't add any more tires as Blake Thronberg has just ran the fastest lap of the race, and we have a spin. It is Ross Dalton. He has spun out on the back straightaway, and the caution is out for the 3rd time this afternoon. If we can take a look at the replay, see what happened here. Ross Dalton, who was in 2nd place, I believe he'll probably get an EOL penalty as he was just assessed an EOL penalty. Just got back in the gas, a little excited there. Thought he had a good opportunity to get to Thronberg on the back straightaway, but the back end stepped out from him. He thunderfooted it, and he is our 3rd caution of the evening here on Elevated TV. So he will be at the back of the field. He's got some ground to make up as stepping down to pit road, Dave Bishner. I believe he had some damage he was trying to get fixed. I think he used his quick repair. So he did end up using his quick repair. So Dave Bishner does not have one left for the remainder of the event. So if he gets in a wreck, well, just have to get it fixed under caution the old-fashioned way. 90 laps to go in this one. Glad you're here with us this evening. I am Dylan Conley alongside my producer, Cody Demers, better known as Rooster. Really happy that you're in here with us this evening. Blake Thronberg has led every lap since lap number 10. The first 10 laps were led by Ross Dalton here at the virtual Hickory Motor Speedway as we're at now 1 to go. Oh, it looks like Blake's going to choose the inside there. Everyone pretty calm in the race chat right now as the iRacing pace truck's ready to pull off here. The field's back in the hands of Blake Thronberg. Barney the flagman's got the green flag, and he's waving it. We're back underway here at Hickory Motor Speedway as they head down to 1 and 2. Thronberg's got Blair cleared. Ross Dalton's going to have to make up a lot of ground. It looks like he's going to make up 2 spots here in this first lap as Isles is just going to let him go. Top 5 have gone single file now here in this one as got cars on the apron trying to make time happen. Good save there in the back by the 6th place machine. I believe that was the number 74, Ryan Nowicki, as he lost a lot of time. Now he's in the wall. Now he's going to go all the way back close to last, as only Buddy Isles will be behind him. He got bad out of shape off of 2, and he pretty much spent the whole next half lap trying to save that one. Blake Thronberg still in the lead. Ross Dalton has entered the top 10 once again. Thronberg in the Busch Light Peach Big Orange Chevrolet. Excuse me, Ford Mustang. Excuse me. They go down the back into 3 and 4. 84 laps to go here in this one from Hickory. I'm glad you're here with us this evening for the AC Custom Graphics Shootout. Round number 3 of the Pitwall Podcast Stock Car Tour from the virtual Hickory Motor Speedway. Event is 125 laps. They'll have 3 green, white checkers if they so use to use them later. If they so decide to use them later. Excuse me, I wish I could talk. So things pretty single file all throughout the field. Top 4, top 6, pretty close to being under a blanket, it looks like. Jordan Blair in second and Gary Ledbetter in third, but he's got a Johnson machine right behind him, hot on his heels. Johnson was given an EOL at the start of the race for his position in the first accident of the evening. So this is a good tell in this race about as we have a battle for second as Ledbetter drives it in deep. Him and Johnson were involved in the first caution of the race, and now they find themselves at second and fourth as Ledbetter now takes over second place and shifts Jordan Blair back to third. This is good evidence in this race, though, that I-rating really doesn't matter. It depends on how well you can drive the car, because you look at Blake Thronberg, he's in first place. He's got a 5,900 I-rating, and then you have Gary in second with a 3,500. Then Jordan Blair, who's listed as a rookie, doesn't even have an I-rating, and Jeffrey Johnson, he's below 1,000 I-rating. We have everything from a 5,000 to 6,000 I-rating down to, a 3-digit number, but the racing's been pretty good all throughout the field as things have gone single file. As Jordan Blair starting to dip back, Gary Ledbetter's fastest car on the racetrack right now, as he ran a 15-1 last time by. This time by, they ran about the same time, him and Thronberg, as they will head down the backstretch with 75 laps to go this time by. Been a good race so far, a good clean race, only 3 cautions. Thronberg still your leader. Gary Ledbetter was faster by about a 10th that last time by, so this battle for the lead is heating up. In the Peak Antifreeze machine there in second, Gary Ledbetter. He's hot on the heels of Thronberg. As things pretty single file, they're going to catch a lap car here in a couple laps of Buddy Isles. He's had a rough one so far tonight. Just hadn't found the pace for this one as Thronberg, again, he's got a full mirror of a blue car of Gary Ledbetter. As Ledbetter is looking to try to take the lead. He didn't have enough oomph on it. Tried to take it there off of turn 4, but they head down to 1 and 2. As there's probably about a foot or 2 distance between each other. So they head through 3 and 4. This is an excellent battle so far. As we are at 71 laps to go this time by, about to be laps 70 to go. As we're 55 laps through this one. Both running 15.3s right now. As it's those two, then the Johnson and Rose machine, and then a big gaggle of cars behind them. Things pretty spaced out here in this one, as Thronberg was faster that last time by. As we head to 3 and 4 once again. Pretty good race. If you ever watch these races in real life at Hickory, you can watch them on Flow Racing or wherever else that the races are broadcast, whether they're the weekly series, Cars Tour, whatever else may be racing there. They're excellent racing. Excellent drivers like Landon Huffman and eNASCAR driver Vicente Salas racing this race at this track in this car in the weekly series. So if you ever get a chance to watch it in real life or virtually, take the opportunity. Head to your local short track. Support short track racing. Approaching the halfway mark in this one. Pretty quick race. Again, it's 125 laps, or 2 hours and 5 minutes, whichever happens first. Hopefully the second half of this race doesn't take an additional hour and 45 minutes. But stranger things have happened as Ledbetter tried to look fast to the lead, got in the wall, lost a little time up front. The Ledbetter about knocked down the wall, tried to get past Thronberg. And now he lost time there as Jeffrey Johnson having a little issue with his internet connection, it looks like. He's blinking in and out as they go down the backstretch. Thronberg still your leader. As Ledbetter just kissed the wall. No visible damage on that machine that we could see. So we're at 64 to go now. Laps ticking away pretty quick here at this 3/8 of a mile racetrack. It's one of the most historic short tracks in the country. Many believe it's the birthplace of the stars of NASCAR. So it's a 2-horse race so far as Thronberg and Ledbetter still 1 and 2 as we had a car loose off of 3 and 4. That was the number 3 of Dave Bishner. He's got things straightened up now. We're still under green. We've been under green for about 30 laps now. And you have to be careful if you're any of these drivers because you have one quick repair, but if you use it early, then you got to be careful the rest of the race because then you'll have to fix damage if you get involved in something else. And there's no extra tires. So if you spin out a time or two, you burn your stuff off, and you're in trouble for the rest of this race. Ledbetter's on Thronberg like a cheap suit right now as they head through 1 and 2 as they go down the back straightaway once again. Ledbetter, they're running pretty close to exact laps, but it's weird because Thronberg will be faster one lap than the next lap Ledbetter will be. And they just kind of traded that. As Ross Dalton has moved into the top 6 right now. As they are having a discussion with Jeffrey Johnson about his internet connection right now. Goes Ross Dalton as he makes the pass into the 5th by Jeffrey Johnson, who's been asked to let cars by as to not affect people with his internet. Said he's going to try to ride it out. Apparently there's some storm or some issue where he's at right now. As Ross Dalton, who was an EOL on that last caution, is now finding himself inside the top 5. 57 to go here in this one. At the beautiful Hickory Motor Speedway. Packed house here tonight virtually. Thronberg still your leader. Ledbetter in 2nd. Brian Rose in 3rd. Chase Murphy 4th. Ross Dalton back up to 5th. Then we have Jeff Sparks over in 6th. Jeffrey Johnson 7th. Dave Bishner 8th. Austin Bird 9th. Jordan Blair 10th. Ryan Nowicki 11th. And shotgun on the field, Buddy Isles, who's going to be lapped here in a couple of laps. 55 laps to go. We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll go side by side for you. You won't miss a second of the action. This is Elevated TV.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
We have a big wreck on the front straightaway, of course, as we went to commercial. As it is Jeffrey Johnson who's involved in this one, as it looked like he just got run over. Jordan Blair ran him over, but he couldn't probably see him as they both hit the inside wall. So Jeffrey Johnson will be given an EOL penalty as they get him fired back up here as we're under caution with 50 to go here at Hickory. So it's extensive damage to the front end of the Blair machine as the 27 is still there on the inside. He hasn't been able to find a place to get her fired up once again. As he's able to get it turned around, he's going to lose a lap. Jordan Blair's lost a lap Speedy Bird has left pit road. Don't know what happened to him. He had an issue under green, and he's down 4 laps now. So we're back under caution at the attention of the iRacing pace truck. 48 laps to go here in this one. Blake Thronberg's had a mirror full of Gary Ledbetter for the better half of this race. Again, we have a lot of racing left in this one. So it all depends on how well people have kept their tires, how good they've kept their tires, and just how clean their race car is. So we're going to try to get Blake in here, if I can find where he is. As we're going to get a word with Blake right now. As we have Blake Thronberg here. Blake, got a good look at the field right now. Nobody in front of you. How's the car feeling right now?
Pretty good. We're just riding right now. Just trying to save that right rear. Here in about, I'd say probably 10, 15 laps. We'll see what she's got. We'll turn the wick up and see who's got what behind me right here.
Looked like you turned it up pretty quick there in the first 10 laps when you had the lead change there. You've led every lap since lap 10, but real quick, any sponsors you want to thank before we go back green?
Yeah, just a Busch Light Peach Latte, that's what we say, and Zeem Setup Shop.
Blake, I appreciate you. Good luck the rest of the way, and go get them.
Thank you, sir. Thank y'all.
You bet. Blake Thronberg, our leader, as he is chosen the inside line here. Busch Light Peach Latte machine will lead the field back to green. We're back racing here at Hickory as he clears Ledbetter immediately as they head down to 1 and 2, as there's a big battle for third place. Brian Rose, Chase Murphy, along with Ross Dalton, who's entered back into the fray. As we go through 3 and 4 after our 4th caution, we have trouble. Trouble as 2 cars are involved. One's in the wall, as it is the number 7 machine of Jeff Sparks, it looks like. Jeff Sparks is involved as we're under caution once again. So you see if he can try to get it fired back up. As we'll take a look at the replay here. But really see what happened. Just saw a car spinning towards the wall. Collected Buddy Isles, it looked like, as well. As, oh yeah, Sparks got run over, looked like, by Buddy Isles. So Isles is given an EOL penalty. So we'll re-rack them and restack them here on Elevated TV. We're going to take a short little break. We'll have the rest of the way for you on live television here on Elevated TV. Don't miss a second. We're going to take a break.
Hudson Auto Works is conveniently located off of Highway 29, 812 Post Street, Greensboro, North Carolina. Our beautiful 15,000 square feet facility is home to 21 highly trained professionals offering used car sales, collision repair, automotive detailing, and the best customer service you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at www.hudsonautoworks.com or call us at 336-772-0685.
Back.
Here on out. Glad you're here with us. I am Dylan Connolly alongside my producer, Cody Demers, better known as Rooster. As Thronberg has elected to take the inside line. Pace truck is off. Barney the flagman has the green flag, and we're racing once again here at Hickory. Ross Dalton got shot out of a cannon on that restart. He's going to be in 3rd place, but Brian Rose is going to have something to say about that. As they're side by side for 3rd place is Gary Ledbetter, still trying to chase down Blake Thronberg. As there was almost contact between Dalton and Rose, as they just apologized, as they're just racing hard, as it looks like Jeffrey Johnson's got his internet situation figured out as he will re-enter the race. He'll be the last car on the racetrack. He is 6 laps down, only 3 cars a lap down. Jeff Sparks a lap down. He'll be the lucky dog candidate. Austin Speedy Bird 4 laps down, 11th to Jeffrey Johnson, last car on the racetrack right now. So it's been a 2-horse race here for the last 80 laps or so. Blake Thronberg has had a mirror full of Gary Ledbetter, but he hasn't wavered all throughout this one as he's been driving through the windshield, not the mirror, which is all you could ask for. As they go down the back straightaway, laps ticking off pretty quick here. As we'll be at 35 laps to go this time by. Blake Thronberg's led every lap since lap 10. In the Busch Light Peach Latte Ford Mustang. ode to Kevin Harvick as we have a battle for 5th place between Chase Murphy and Jordan Blair. Side by side there, wheel to wheel. Little contact as they go down to turn number 1. Still side by side. Nobody giving an inch right here. Good clean racing here as they're going through 3 and 4. And a little contact. Looks like Murphy's still going to have 5th place. And he's cleared him now. So now it's a battle for 6th place as Jordan Blair is there. Good battle in this one as Dave Bishner has now moved into the fray now in 7th place. Now he moves up to 6th. Buddy Isles goes back to 7th now. Look at Buddy Isles. He was about to get lapped earlier. Now he finds himself just outside the top 10. Kronberg still your leader as we're at 32 laps to go, approaching 31. And this, the 3rd round of the Pitwall Podcast Stock Car Tour and the AC Custom Graphics Shootout. And AC Custom Graphics does a lot of good work in the virtual and real racing community. They're going to have the 4th annual Icebreaker 100. It'll take place December 19th and 20th at Cedar Lake Speedway. This event's been the biggest event of the calendar year now for the last 3 seasons. The event brings drivers from all over to chase the biggest payday that there is in pro late model dirt racing on the iRacing service. They gave away over $1,000 in the prize purse last year. 29 laps to go as Blake Thronberg said he was about to turn it up here in the next couple laps, and now he's out to a 0.3 of a second lead here as Jeffrey Johnson is going to give up the top. Let the leaders go by. Classy move by him as Thronberg and Ledbetter go by as Ross Dalton now moved up to 3rd place. Remember, he was in last about 80 laps ago after the EOL penalty. Now he's trying to join these boys as they go down 1 and 2. It's now looking like it might be a 3-horse race here, depending on what kind of laps Dalton's running. But the 2 fastest cars on the racetrack are Thronberg and Ledbetter. So this time by Thronberg and Ledbetter, Thronberg ran a 14.9, Dalton runs a 14.9, and Ledbetter runs a 15 flat. So Dalton and Thronberg driving similar laps, and Ledbetter is the slowest of the 3 right now as we are at 25 laps to go, 24 now. Heading down into 3 and 4, Blake Thronberg still has controlled this race pretty much from the start of it. Good clean racing all throughout here. As here they come through 3 and 4. This is 22 to go, presented by FTN. Crank up your TVs. It's time to crank it up, ladies and gentlemen. $18 laps to go here at Hickory. Blake Thronberg's opened up an 0.8 of a second lead as he's finally cranked it up as he heads through 3 and 4 as we're quickly approaching the end of this one. Ledbetter and Dalton running similar laps now as Thronberg still is the fastest car on the racetrack. He's led the last 100 laps of this one. First 10 laps were led by the guy in 3rd place, Ross Dalton. 16 to go now, make it 15. As we had Ryan Nowicki pitting earlier, so now We only have 8 cars on the lead lap. We'll go through the field real quickly. Blake Thronberg, your leader, 9/10 of a second now, a full second behind him. Gary Ledbetter, Ross Dalton, and we have trouble. Trouble on the back straightaway. Cars spun out, and we're going to have an exciting finish to this one. Looks like it was the Jeff Sparks machine that spun out on the back straightaway. Took a big lick out of the wall, it looked like, as if he hasn't used his quick repair already, it looks like he will now, as looked like he just lost it when he got back into the gas. He just overcorrected, and he collected, that was the, I believe it was the Bishner machine. As Jeff Sparks lost it, he wasn't willing to claim it, and he finally claims it now, as we're back under caution for the 5th time, but we are at 15 laps to go. So Ross Dalton now in 3rd place, Gary Ledbetter 2nd, Blake Thronberg in 1st. We're 12 to go, excuse me. So we'll reset the field for you real quick, as we'll probably restart with around 10 to go, as Ryan Nowicki is the lucky dog. He will get a lap back, and he will be 1 lap down now. Jeff Sparks a lap down also. Blake Thronberg, your leader. Gary Ledbetter in 2nd, Ross Dalton 3rd, Chase Murphy 4th, Buddy Isles 5th, Jordan Blair 6th, Dave Bishner 7th, Brian Rose, last car on the lead lap at 8th. Jeff Sparks and Ryan Nowicki going to be battling for the lucky dog here. Both 1 lap down in 9th and 10th. 11th place, Austin Speedy Bird and with 4 laps down, and Jeffrey Johnson, the last car in the field, 8 laps down. So they have changed the caution here. I believe it is going to be 1 to go this time by. As, oh no, oh yeah, it is. Yeah, the lights are off atop the pace truck, as Blake Thronberg will choose the inside. Now, I tell you, him and Dalton have ran similar laps the last 10 laps or so. There was just a big gap between them. So this promises to be an exciting finish to this one. As Thronberg, your leader, as Ledbetter having some internet issues, as Thronberg now gets out to the lead. Dalton's going to end up probably in 2nd as he taps the apron. Lost a little time there. Going down the back straightaway, it's Dalton and Ledbetter side by side. Through 3 and 4. Blake Thronberg loves seeing this in his mirror, as he's opened up a half-second gap back to the Ross Dalton machine, as it looks like Dalton's going to clear him off a 2. So now the chase is on. Ross Dalton, who was led the first 10 laps of this event, found himself in last place and now has fought his way all the way back to 2nd place with 7 laps to go. Last time by, Blake Thronberg was the fastest car on the racetrack. Dalton was only about a half-tenth behind him, as somebody got shuffled out of the 4th place position, now back to 6th, as it was Chase Murphy who was shuffled out, as we have 6 laps to go. Down to 5 to go this time by. Blake Thronberg, your leader. Ross Dalton starting to run him down. Still single file all throughout the track, as now that lead is down to 0.4 of a second. Dalton catching him by about a 1/10 a lap, as we're at 4 to go, coming to 3 to go. Ross Dalton throwing everything in the kitchen sink at him. Thronberg leads still with 3 laps to go. Dalton is the fastest car on the racetrack. He's trimmed it to under 0.3 as Thronberg gets a little loose. 2 to go at the line this time by at Hickory Motor Speedway. Ross Dalton is there, as we're going to see the white flag this time by here at Hickory Motor Speedway in the AC Custom Graphics Shootout. Ross Dalton is there. He might put the bumper to him. Down the back straightaway they go. Dalton looking high, trying to get some speed into 3 and 4. Dalton puts the bumper to him. Not going to be enough. Blake Thronberg is your winner at Hickory. If Ross Dalton had one more lap, I think he would have got him. Heck of a drive and recovery by Ross Dalton, as you see his fellow competitors congratulating Blake Thronberg here in this one. And there's your winner tonight, Blake Thronberg. As the top three tonight have parked it on the front straightaway, this winning moment is presented by Hudson Auto Works. You want the best, go to Hudson Auto Works, as Blake Thronberg's going to burn it down with whatever tires he has left, as he will park it on the front straightaway. So your final finishing positions this evening, as we'll take a look at everything here. Blake Thronberg, your winner. Ross Dalton went from first to second to last, and now back to second, finishes second. Gary Ledbetter in third. Just talking about Buddy Isles, he was the last car on the racetrack. He ends up in fourth place. I think he might have been saving tires. Jordan Blair rounds out the top five. Chase Murphy in sixth. Dave Bishner seventh. Brian Rose, eighth place. Ninth place is Jeff Sparks. Ryan Nowicki, 10th place, one lap down. Austin Bird, 4 laps down in 11th. And Jeffrey Johnson, it's the Heartbreak of the Night Award, finishes in last place, 8 laps down. So we're going to take a short little break. We'll have our top three here up in the booth here on Elevated TV. This is the AC Custom Graphics Shootout. We'll talk to our winner here shortly on Elevated TV.
Join us at East Coast Wings and Grill. Enjoy 75 tasty flavors of buffalo wings, fresh salads, burgers, and a variety of delicious dishes. Experience a family-friendly atmosphere you can't get anywhere else. Fresh, family, fun. Variety of delicious dishes. Experience a family-friendly atmosphere you can't get anywhere else. Fresh, family, fun.
Back and forth race. It looked like you were going to be in the car to beat, and then we had Ross Dalton join you there, but finished in third place tonight.
Variety of delicious dishes. Experience a family-friendly atmosphere you
I thought I had something for him right there on like lap 60. I wasn't going all I could, and I was still running him down. But then, I don't know. I guess they come away when we did start to go. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I kept mentioning for about a 40-lap stretch. I mean, his entire mirror had to be filled with you, but he did mention he was going to crank it up about 20 to go, so, and it looks like he did just that, but he ended up our winner. But you drove a heck of a race. I don't think at any point were you outside of the top 5, so it was a real solid night for you, Gary.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race, man. I mean, Blake and Ross, they're definitely going to be the ones to beat when you get in these races. And I'm lucky to even finish third, to be honest with you. They've been coaching me all the way through since I got on our racing, so I want to thank them for that. And eventually, I'll be as good as they will.
Maybe someday. I mean, the student almost surpassed the teacher tonight. Dalton, you got any sponsors you want? Or not Dalton? Golly, I can't hardly read. Gary, you got any sponsors you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, I like to thank Pink Antifreeze and Ross and Blake and all them for doing everything they do to make the league run good. First 3 races wasn't good, but I think we got all the clowns out of here, so I'm ready for the rest of the season.
I appreciate you, Dalton. Good luck the rest of the way this year.
All right, appreciate it, buddy.
That was Gary Ledbetter. Kept calling him Dalton because that's what he was listed in Discord here. As your third place finisher, and we're going to welcome into the booth our second place finisher tonight, Ross Dalton. Ross, if there was about one more lap, I think you would have got him.
Yeah, we was really close right there. I'm gonna be honest with you, we was really, really close. I hate that I self-spun early on. That really hindered me there to have the chance. But all in all, man, fight back through the field right there. That was a good race, man. I was really tickled with the outcome of that race. We've had 2 really bad weeks to start off with, and we had to fall back and punt, and man, we as a group, man, we really regrouped and had a heck of a show right there. That was an awesome race, and I think the fans that was watching should have really enjoyed that one.
I mean, it was exciting from top to bottom. It was clean racing all throughout. I mean, only 5 cautions this evening. I mean, you can't really ask for much more. We had a good battle for the win. I mean, once you led the first 10 laps, and then Blake led the rest of the way. But, I mean, you had a say in the end there. I mean, did you think after you spun out that you'd have a chance to win this one?
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. With this being a long race and there ain't no tires, it was questionable. I knew that I could get back up there, but the whole time that every time I'd turn under somebody, I was like, man, I'm burning my stuff up. But luckily we had just enough tire to get back to where we was, and I felt like we was still just a little bit better than 22 there. Just ran short on laps. Wish it had been a 127 lap race.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I kept mentioning there at the end. Is if you had about one more lap, I think you would have got him. But the thing that's gotten lost even at the high levels of sim racing, even in the Coke series and even in real life, is there's a lot of people that would have just dumped him, and you didn't do that. You gave him a little bump, and if it was enough to get by, that was good enough. But you still fought it out clean, and we could appreciate that.
Yeah, it wasn't worth turning a good race bad over that. It was a really good, clean race, and um, he deserved it. I mean, he sit there and he rode and saved enough tire to lead that race. So um, I wasn't gonna come in there and clean him out, ruin mine and his, and um, top 3 right there. As far as I know, everybody honestly that raced that run is gonna run for a championship. So all in all, it was a really good points night for everybody. Good start right here. We had to regroup. We ran basically 2 test races at the beginning of the season, and this is our go right here. This is what we're going with. This is how we're going to do it, and we're going to move forward from here and hit the next racetrack and see how it comes out there.
Ross, you got any sponsors you want to thank, or anyone else you want to thank in the league?
Oh, absolutely, man. I just got to give a huge shout out to all these people, man. Rooster with Elevated TV, everything that he does. You guys up there doing the announcing and doing making all the calls. Got to thank the Zine Setup Shop for bringing me on board and keeping me in and allowing me to be a part of the team. Hudson Auto Works, Coltman Farms, NPM Marketing, Roof Signs, J. Dalton Auto Tech, Carolina Laser Cutting, Best Friend Tire and Auto, Jerry Raybone Lawn Care, Justin Brooks Designs, PRW Chassis, and everybody for watching at home, man. I hope they enjoyed it.
Ross, I appreciate you. Good job on the second place tonight.
Thank you, sir.
And that was Ross Dalton, your second place finisher this evening. And we're going to welcome up to the microphone our champion this evening, Blake Thronberg. Blake, once you took the lead on lap number 10, that was a wrap. How'd you think of that one?
That was a good race. That was one of the better races I've been a part of here in the Pitwall late model stock tour right there. That's a pretty good race.
So you had about a 40, 50 lap period where you had a mirror full of Gary Ledbetter, and then you had a big mirror full of Ross Dalton there at the end. I mean, it had to be stressful the whole night. It wasn't just all easy peasy after you took the lead on lap number 10. You had 2 different guys that were banging your rear end off.
Yeah, no, they I just want to thank them for racing me clean and racing me hard right there. Yeah, it was I knew Gary was probably saving like I was, and there at the end, I know Ross is always good in these things, and he's always real good at the end. So I know if I could just hit my marks and keep the rear tires up under me, we'd be pretty good. But yeah, that was a fun race.
Yeah, we talked to Ross. He said if it was a 127 lap race, he liked his chances better. But I mean, that was an exceptional drive right there. Before we let you go, do you have any sponsors or anyone you want to thank here?
Oh man, you guys up there for putting on this Elevated Television, Zine Setup Shop, Ross and all the guys that put in to make this happen. And like I said, just thank y'all for taking the time out of your night to do this. We really appreciate it.
Now, when the races look like this and they're pretty clean and you have an exciting finish, it's pretty easy to do, Blake.
Yeah, man. Well, hopefully, more of this to come. Like I said, we shrank the car field just a little bit and had a couple guys come out here that we know that we could race clean and race hard the whole time. And like I said, I feel like this is a good group of guys we got here, and looking forward to moving on.
Certainly looked like it. Blake, appreciate the time. Congratulations tonight, and good luck the rest of the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you all. Y'all have a good night.
And that was Blake Thronberg, your winner tonight here in the AC Custom Graphics Shootout from Hickory Motor Speedway. Again, AC Custom Graphics is hosting the 4th annual Icebreaker 100. That will take place December 19th and 20th at the Cedar Lake Speedway in New Richmond, Wisconsin. This event's been the biggest event of the calendar year now for the last 3 years. The event brings drivers from all over to chase the biggest payday that there is in the Pro Late Model Dirt Series on iRacing. Over $1,000 were given away last year. So that pretty much wraps up our coverage tonight. We'll run through the finishing order one more time. Blake Thronberg, your winner. Ross Dalton, second. Gary Ledbetter, third. Buddy Isles came out of nowhere to finish fourth. Jordan Blair in fifth. Chase Murphy, sixth. Dave Bishner finished seventh. Eighth place, Brian Rose. Ninth place, Jeff Sparks. And then here's where the attrition started. Narayan Nowicki finished one lap down in 10th place, rounding out the top 10. Austin Speedy Bird, 4 laps down, 11th, and 12th place is Jeffrey Johnson, your final finisher of the race tonight, 8 laps down. So again, for our coverage of Hickory Motor Speedway, join us next week as we'll be at Myrtle Beach, bringing you all the action there of the Pitwall podcast series. And the AC Custom Graphics Shootout for this evening has wrapped up. Again, on behalf of myself, Dylan Conley, and my producer, Turning the Dials, back in the studio, Cody Deemers, or better known as Rooster, we appreciate you guys watching us tonight here on Elevated TV. We can't wait for next week, and congratulations to our